Hello everyone, welcome to Java tutorials. Topics for today's session is arrays in Java. We have two types of arrays, one dimensional array and two dimensional array. We can learn in detail about these types. Okay, Java initially developed by James Gosling at Sun Microsystems and released in 1995. Java is a computing platform for application development and object oriented. Java is class based because everything in the Java can be specified within the class only. And Java is also known as the concurrent programming language. That is, multiple programs can execute simultaneously. Sun Microsystems defined the Java as the simple, secure, robust, complete object-oriented and platform-independent high-level language. It is portable and multi-threaded technology which gives the high performance to the Java. Okay, arrays. Array is a collection of similar type of elements which has contiguous memory locations. And array is also known as the container object which holds the fixed number of values of single type. Homogeneous elements can be stored within the in some contiguous memory locations is called the arrays. Okay, generally in the any programming we can declare multiple. If we require the 4 elements, so we 4 integers, so we have to declare the 4 different integers. If we require 100 elements, we need 100 elements to be declared. In those situations, those 100 elements can be stored with the help of arrays. All are belongs to the same data type. So homogeneous elements can be stored in contiguous memory locations is called the array. Okay, and arrays in the Java is the index based. Okay, the first element in the array is stored in the 0th index and second element in the second element is first index and third element in second element, like that. Nth element is stored at the n-1th index. Okay, so always the array indexes starts with 0 and up to, if the array size is n-1 indexes, up to n-1 indexes are used to store the elements of the array. Okay, arrays are used to store multiple values in a single value. Instead of declaring separate variables for each variable or each value, we can use the arrays. And arrays hold the primitive types as well as the object references. Different objects can also be declared as the array. Okay, and array are the part of java.util.package. Arrays based on util package. Okay, the features of the array are, arrays are objects. In any programming language, arrays are the one of the data type, but in the Java, arrays are objects. So we have to declare and instantiate, means initialize, and they can even hold the reference variables of other objects. Okay, and these are created during the runtime. And these are dynamic and created on the heap. Okay, dynamic means when we are executing, these can be allocated the memory, and the array length is fixed. Once these are declared and initialized, its size is fixed. This size cannot be changed. For example, this is the array of length 10. So always index starts with 0. So 10 elements, 10 minus 1 up to 9th index it can store. Like 0, 1, 2, like this, these are stored elements. These are the indexes of the array. Okay, so what is the array? Array is the container object. Arrays are used to store the contiguous elements of the similar data items, and arrays are used to store the primitive data elements as well as the objects. Okay, arrays. Advantage of the arrays is code optimization and random access. Random access means we can get any data located at any index position. Okay, we have the 10 elements. So what is the index? 0 to 9. 0, 1, 2 up to 10 minus 1, 9 index. We can access the third element, or we can access 8th element or 0th element. Like this, we can randomly access the elements from the array. And code optimization means we can retrieve and sort data efficiently. As we are declared, we can easily access the data and we can easily sort the data in the array. So these are the advantages. And a disadvantage is the size limit. We can store only fixed number of items in the array. It does not grow its size at runtime. When we create, once these are created, these can never be changed during the runtime. Okay, that it becomes the disadvantage of the arrays. And the different types of arrays are, these can be of two types: single dimensional or one dimensional array, and multi-dimensional array. That may be the 2-dimensional, 3-dimensional, like that, multi-dimensional arrays. Okay, in the Java, arrays are objects, so they need to be declared and instantiated. Like the objects, we have to, in the array also, in the Java, arrays also the object. So first we declare and next instantiate. To declare an array, we need to use different syntaxes like this. Data type may be the any primitive type, int, short, float, char, double, string, any type. Okay, square brackets can be used, and array name are like this. Square brackets can be used before the array name or after the array name. Any of these different types can be used to declare the array. Okay, it has the two components. One is the data type and another is the array name. Array name is the any identifier name which follows the identifier naming rules. Data type may be the any primitive type or any object. Okay, first we have to declare the array like this by using these any of the syntaxes. After that, we have to instantiate an array. Okay, when array is declared, only reference of array is created. Just array's reference is created. To actually create that array, for that we have to give the memory to the array. For that we have to use the new operator. So array name, what we are used here, array name is equal to new data type. Which type you are declared, that can be used. And here you can specify the size. Size is for either you specify when you are instantiating, or directly you can assign the elements. Then how many elements you are assigned, that becomes its size. Okay, here's data type specifies the data being allocated to the array, and size specifies the number of elements which are using to hold that array. Okay, this is the, so array can be first declared and after we have to instantiate. Okay, this example for integer type, we are declaring the array as int r. Okay, square brackets. Here we are not specifying any size. Or like this also we can, here we are declared the array, and next we have to instantiate. Int array is equal to new, which type of elements can be stored, int. So int 20. This is the allocating of the memory. So you can use like this. These two statements can be specified in single statement like this. Int array is equal to new of int 10. So this array, this is the declaring and instantiating in the single line. The int arr is the array of the integer type which can hold the 10 elements in the int array. Okay, and another example, age, which is of the array int, and which holds the 10 integer elements. If we did not store any value to an array, the array will store some default values. If we cannot initialize the values, okay, it can automatically initializes some default values. For numerical values, it defaults value for 0, okay, and for boolean type, it defaults value is the false, and for string char, it initializes the null. Okay, for example, this is the array class array ex main method. Here we declared the age and instantiated with 5 elements. But we are displaying 5 means its indexing starts from 0 to 4. Okay, and we are trying to print what it prints. We doesn't initialize any values to these index position, so it automatically prints 0. For integer values, it automatically assigns the default value 0 for the numerical values. Okay, so it displays the 0. So we have to initialize the array indexes when we are creating the array. Okay, next, this is the another. We can initialize array during declaration or later in the program. Like this, when we are creating the array like this, declaring, we can directly initialize here. Okay, this statement creates different integer values to the age array. Okay, initialized with 1, 12, 4, 5, 2, 5. So this age array becomes size 5. Okay, this is the simple program which prints the array of the elements. Okay, array holds the 0 to n minus 1. For traversing that, we need to use the for loop. Okay, here main method, we are assigned some values. For traversing and printing these elements, array indexes 0 to n minus 1. So for array indexes, we required one element, this is the I. Array index always starts with 0, and this is the size is the 5. So 5 minus 1, so less than 5, and I plus plus. Print elements age of I. Age of 0, that is the 19. Age of element at index 1, that is 14. Element at index 2, that is 59. Element at index 3, that is 12. Element at index 4, that is the 5. These are printing. So initializing and printing the elements is the like this. And this is the another program which is used to declare, instantiate, and initialize and traverse the array. Okay, initializing and traversing. This is the class and main method. We are declaring and initializing. Instantiation means allocating the memory. Int a is equal to new int 5. So a is the array of integer type which is used to hold the 5 in different integer elements. So array indexes starts from 0 to 5 minus 1, 4. So we are initializing a of 0 is equal to 10. You can directly use like by using the index positions, or you can use in the flower brackets, you can directly assign these values. Okay, traversing means moving from one position to one and displaying those elements. Okay, here we know the up to 5 elements. So what is the 5? 5 is the size of the array. So that can be calculated by the length of the array. So for I is equal to 0 and array name is A. So A dot length, up to A dot length, we can move and display the A of I position. A of 0, A of 1, A of 2, A of 3, A of 4. These can be printed like this. Okay, this is the another program which is used to create, instantiate, and calculate the sum and average of values which are stored in the array. Okay, this is the main method, and we declare the one integer array which are assigned different values. Okay, and we are here in this program we are calculating the sum and average. So we declare the one variable integer. When we are adding the integer, it becomes integer, so integer. And first we are initialized sum with 0, and double is always the number of sum of number of elements by sum of numbers by number of elements. Okay, double is equal to average for int x and num. This is the for each loop. For each loop, num is the array which is accessing the array elements of the num and assigning it to the x. So one by one we can add the x to the sum. First sum is 0, and next it is traverse x num of 0, that is the 2. 0 plus 2, sum becomes 2. Next element is minus 9. 2 minus 9, like this it stores whole elements can be summed and stored into the value sum. Okay, next here is the len is the one integer element which is used to store the length of the array num. What is the length of the array? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 elements. So in the len integer, it holds the 10. So average is calculated by. So average is the double and sum is the integer which we have to convert into the double type. So here we are using the type conversion or typecasting. Double type we are converting into the double and sum divided by double of length. In the length we have the number of elements in the array. So it can be calculated and assigned into the average. Next we are printing the element sum of system.out.println sum is equal to by accessing the sum element and average is in the average. So it displays sum is equal to 36 and average of these given elements is 3.6. It displays these results. Okay, this is to use it to calculate and traversing and computing the sum and average of the array elements. And this is we can also pass the array to the method. Okay, we can pass the Java array to method. So with that we can reuse the same logic on an array. Okay, we can pass the array as the argument in the method. Okay, this is the class and a method which receives an array as parameter. Static void min. Min is the method which doesn't returns any value to the calling statement and it is the static. What is the meaning of static? Static means no need to create the object. These method can be directly accessed with the help of classes. Okay, and these method can be directly accessed in other static methods and it is taken as the array as the argument. Array, integer array as the argument. And first we are assigned one integer variable that is a min which is assigned with the 0th position of the array. And for traversing I is equal to 1 to array dot length, and if we are comparing first element to next element, if that is minimum, that can be assigned to min. Like this we are calculating the minimum and that can be displayed in the print statement. Okay, in the main method we are declared one variable and instantiated with different values 33, 3, 4 and 5. So 1, 2, 3, 4 values are assigned. So array size becomes 4. We are passing these elements to here. Okay, and min a we are calling. You observe this here directly we are calling with the method name because it is the static method. Main is also the static. No need to create the object for this class. Directly we can pass and we are directly passing the array. A is the array of integer type which holds the 4 elements. So here is passed. So it can checks. First it is the minimum and it checks with this is in both these values 3 is minimum. So min holds the 3 and again next it checks min 3 and 4. It doesn't change and 3 and 5, 4 and 5, 3 and 5 and like this until it displays the minimum value from the given array is the 3. It displays the minimum value from the array. Okay, like this to calculating the minimum value in the given array by passing the array as the argument in the method. Okay, next is the anonymous array. Anonymous array means don't need to declare the array while passing an array to the method. Directly we can pass the array. No need to first declare this array. That is called the anonymous array in the Java. This is the special feature in the Java. Okay, to demonstrate the way of passing an anonymous array to method. Okay, here is the test anonymous array. In the we are printing the one method that is a static void print array which is taking as the array as the argument. Okay, and here this is traversing and displaying the array elements. Here main method, here we are not creating any array. directly we are passing as the argument. Print array is the method which is the static method, so we are directly calling with its name, and we are directly initializing and passing as the argument new int. No name for this array. 10, 22, 44 and 66 are the elements which are passed as the arguments, array arguments, and those are assigned to the ARR array. This is called the anonymous array, and it takes the member array as the parameter, and it traverses this array and displays those elements. So these are printed like this in the print statement. Okay, this is called the anonymous array. Next is the multi-dimensional array. Up to now we are used the arrays is the single dimensional or one dimensional array which has the only one index position. If we have number of more than one indexes, those are called the multi-dimensional arrays. A multi-dimensional array means array is an array containing one or more arrays. A array within an array is called the multi-dimensional array. That is, each element of the multi-dimensional array is an array itself, is called the multi-dimensional. These may be the 2-dimensional, 3-dimensional, 4-dimensional, like this. Okay, and multi-dimensional arrays are arrays of arrays with each element of array holding the reference of an other array. Okay, that is called the multi-dimensional array, and these are also called the jagged arrays. Okay, and in some situations array can be stored as a rows and columns based indexes. In the multi-dimensional arrays, these can be stored in the row and column indexes. These are called as the matrix form. Okay, these can be declared by using these syntaxes. Data type, here we are using the two brackets, so we are calling the two indexes. So 2-dimensional array and array name. These are the different types declaring the multi-dimensional array. Here is the example int array which holds the two rows and row and column, 2 dimensions. 2 dimensions means this is the matrix. 3 and 3 can be assigned. So 3 rows, 3 columns. Matrix, 2-dimensional matrix can be created and assigned into the ARR array. Okay, the program to use the multi-dimensional array and display. Okay, main method and declaring the array ARR and 2 indexes. Okay, 2 indexes, and we are created here 1, 2, 3. This is the first row. Okay, and 2, 4, 5. This is the second, and this is the 4. And every set consists 3. So 3 columns and 1, 2, 3. These becomes the rows. 3 rows and 3 columns array can be created. Okay, we have the 3 columns, so we are creating the int I0. For rows we are using the I, for columns we are using the Z. JIs also have the 3. So I am traversing and displayed like the matrix from 1, 2, 3, 2, 4, 5, 3. Here just we are using the print line. This is for the new line. After one row printing, it has to print in the next line. So after closing this one row printing, it has to go into the next row. That is 2, 4, 5 to be printed on the next, and 4, 4, 5 to be printed on the third row. So like this we are using here print statement. This is the end of the first for loop. This is the second for loop, and main method closed, and the actual class is closed. And another is the jagged array. Okay, jagged array means if we are creating the odd number of columns in the 2-dimensional array, that is called odd number of arrays, means no similar type of elements in the each row, is called the odd number of columns. Okay, that is called the jagged array. So we call the array with different number of columns is called the jagged array. Okay, this is the example to initialize, assigning and printing the elements of the jagged array. This is the main method. Here we are creating the 2-dimensional array which has the 2 indices into 3. Okay, we are created for 3 rows, but columns are not assigned. When we are assigning the values, it automatically displays its size. Okay, array of 0, ARR 0 is equal to 3, ARR 1 is equal to 4, and ARR of 2 is equal to 2. Okay, and for this, first for row we are created the 3, for column we are assigning the 3 rows, 3 columns, 4 columns, and 2 columns. This is the assigning, initializing. This is for row initializing. Okay, number of rows is the 3. For columns we are assigning like this. Okay, this is the initializing, instantiating the jagged array. For here we declared the one variable count. Count is equal 0. For int I is equal to 0. Always index starts with 0. ARR dot length and I plus plus. Okay, next I is j is equal 0 and j less than ARR I dot length. ARR I, what is the means? Row dot length, first row length up to length. We are 3 rows, 0 length, 0 row length, 1 row length, 3 row length, up to the traverses and displays. It counts. ARR IJ counts. Okay, and this is for initializing, and this is for printing the array. For I is equal 0 to ARR dot length. Okay, and for j is equal to 0 to ARR of I dot length, j plus plus, and traversing it displays. This is for new line. Likewise, this is printed. You observe this. First we have the 3 rows, and first we have the 3 columns, 1, 2, and 3. For second row we have the 4 columns. Okay, for third row we have the 2 columns, and we are assigned 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Directly we are printing the I. Okay, ARR IJ, that is the index positions are directly we are printing. So it displays. So 1, 0, 1, 2, up to this is the size is the 4 plus 3, 7 plus 2, 9. 0 to 9 means 10 elements. 4 plus 3, 7, 8, 9 elements can be printed like this. Okay, directly index position printed as the jagged array. We cannot initialize any values. Okay, this is the another concept in the Java is jagged array. One is the anonymous array and jagged array. Anonymous array is no need to declare the array first when we are using. Directly that can be passed. And jagged array is the odd number of, different number of columns. For the each row is called the jagged array. And next is the addition of 2 matrices. Generally when we learn about the arrays, they ask for the 2-dimensional arrays, either for the addition of 2 matrices or multiplication of 2 matrices. So here I specified the addition of 2 matrices. Okay, so here we are declaring the 2 integer values, integer arrays A and B with 2 dimensions. This is the first row and second row, and this is the first row and second row for the second matrix. To adding these, we need another array C. In this we have the 2 rows and 3 columns for the each. Okay, so we can adding for these for a row index we need I, and for column index we are using the J. For A of ij plus B of ij can be added into the C of ij, and it can be displayed. Okay, we are assigned here 1 plus 1, 2, 3 plus 3, 6, 4 plus 4, 8. That is the first row. 3 plus 3, 6, 4 plus 4, 8, 5 plus 5, 10. That is the second row, and displayed. After first row printing, it has to move into the second line. So we are giving the just empty print statement. So it moves to the second position and displays the addition of 2 matrices. Okay, next is this, the multiplication of 2 matrices. When we are multiplicating, we have to require the one temporary array. So for that we have required the another index. So you observe here we declared the 2 matrices A and B. Okay, when we are multiplying, the number of rows and number of columns of the second matrices must be same. In those situations only we can multiply. Here we are using the square matrix. So 3 rows, 3 columns. No need to check. Here directly just the square matrices are multiplied. If you want to use the different rows and different matrix sizes multiplication, in those situations we have to check the first matrix number of rows must be equal to the second matrix number of columns. Well, here we are using the square matrix, so no need to check this. Okay, and C is declared instantiate as the int 3 of 3 for adding and storing the result that can be into the C. Okay, for A and B, we have the I is for row and J is for column. Okay, and C of ij is first assigned with 0. Okay, first we and again we are taking the we have the 3 rows and 3 columns. For that we are taking the another index k. Okay, we are adding like this, number of rows into number of columns can be multiplied. So here we are C of ij is equal to A of ik plus B of kj, and these can be calculated and stored into the C of ij, and that can be printed system dot out dot println I C of ij. Okay, this is the calculating of the matrix multiplication. Okay, in the summary, in this lesson we learn about the different arrays. Array is the homogeneous collection of homogeneous element. In the Java, array is the container for the objects and array is the object, so we have to declare and instantiate. Arrays have different types: one dimensional arrays and multi-dimensional arrays. In the multi-dimensional arrays, depends on the dimensions, it can be the 2-dimensional, 3-dimensional or 3-dimensional. Multi-dimensional arrays can be used for displaying the matrix addition, matrix multiplication, traversing, sorting. All these can be done with the help of using the 1-dimensional array or 2-dimensional or multi-dimensional arrays. Okay, these all are learned with examples in this video. Okay, thank you one and all.